It's now 6 o'clock right here on Big Breakfast. Today FM, today's hit music.
Hey, I'm Pauline.
And I'm Alan. Tune in to the Breakfast Show on Today FM with Pauline and I every weekday morning.
From 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Right here on Today FM, today's hit music.
Today FM, today's hit music.
Good evening, this is FBC News. I'm Jackie Spade. In this bulletin, Prime Minister hails Flying Fijians as the best team we've ever had. The hype is on. Fijians rallied their support behind National 15's team. And schools to secure boundaries after attack on female student in school premises. Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama has reminded the Vodafone Flying Fijians that they are the best the country can put up for the Rugby World Cup. Presenting the team with its jerseys for the opening match against England tomorrow, Bainimarama said the side will be playing for all Fijians in Fiji and around the world. Indra Singh was at the presentation in London this morning and filed this report.
It was an emotional moment for the Flying Fijians players as they got words of encouragement from Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama.
The coaching panel, they believe you will perform tomorrow. And I have no doubt in my mind that you will perform. I will say you are the best players in world rugby today. And we have with John and his coaching team, coaching panel, the bestest of the rugby coaches available.
Bainimarama told the team they need to believe in themselves and not let anything affect their mindset ahead of the game.
The people of Fiji are excited that you have lifted Fiji rugby to another level.
In his capacity as the PM and also the Fiji Rugby Union President, Bainimarama also relayed the message of support from all Fijians and his government.
And gone forth, turned around in the crowd.
Supporters here, and they represent the hundreds of thousands of Fijians waiting for you in tomorrow's game.
The match, which has received massive publicity all around the world, will be one which sees the Flying Fijians trying to end a winless drought against the hosts.
You know what to do on the playing field, you know how to perform. But we don't want 14 players on the field, we want 15 players on the field. We don't want 60 minutes game, we want 80 minutes game. We want 90 minutes game. Oh, may God bless Fiji.
With players given the support from the people of Fiji and its head, it's now time to run on to Twickenham in front of 82,000 and do the nation proud as the entire country waits for 7 a.m. tomorrow. Indra Singh, FBC Sports.
The hype of the Rugby World Cup is at its peak with the Vodafone Flying Fijians playing the opening match against England in just over 12 hours. Rohit Deo took to the streets today and spoke to people to get a feel of what fans are expecting come kickoff.
Go Fiji, go!
These are the chants that will echo in every neighborhood tomorrow morning as our Fijian Flyers take on the host in what is being called the most anticipated match in Fiji rugby's history. The support for the Fijians has been overwhelming in England, and the same can be said from the fans here at home.
It's a fantastic game. Fiji gonna overcome the mighty England team.
Well, it will be a good match, and I know that Fiji will win.
Well, the match tomorrow, I think Fiji will win. They will rest England. Go Fiji, go.
I think a game will be very tough, but Fiji will win.
I believe Fiji is going to win the game. Just have to be united, and definitely tomorrow morning Fiji is going to win a game against England.
People from all walks of life will come together in support of their Fijian team as the boys run on to Twickenham Stadium. There is a positive vibe among fans regarding the Flying Fijians team.
I think that Fiji gonna win the game tomorrow, and I'm going to see the game tomorrow.
We're looking forward to watch the game tomorrow, and for sure Fiji is going to win. Everybody in the country is looking forward for the game, yeah.
Fiji will win this game against England.
Well, I think Fiji gonna win this game.
And why do you think Fiji will win?
Because he got plenty good new players and plenty good players too.
Fiji play England at 7 a.m. tomorrow.
The Fiji flag, Rugby World Cup banners and flags of other nations have overshadowed Suva City this week. Fiji has played England 5 times, with England winning all 5 times. Will it be another victory for the Englishmen, or the Flying Fijians will cause the upset of the Rugby World Cup tomorrow morning? Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Charlie Ndalvakavaka joins us now live. Charlie, there's a lot of enthusiasm and anticipation about this game. What are you picking up?
Well, thank you, Jackie. Only 13 hours remain until the Flying Fijians opening World Cup match against England at Twickenham Stadium. Definitely a nervous wait for all the boys and especially the fans as well. I'm here at the Suva Market, one of the most iconic places in the country. Everyone knows where the Suva Market is, and the vendors here have shown their support by putting up their flags and their banners. As you can see behind me, the people are all waiting eagerly for the match tomorrow. As we speak, it's 7 a.m. Friday morning, a game day for the boys in London, and they'll be having their breakfast most definitely and preparing for this most important match that will await them tonight at Twickenham Stadium. I'm here with Unice, one of the die-hard fans for the Flying Fijians, and she's been waiting for the game tomorrow. And Unice, what can you tell us about the game and the boys' chances against England?
I think Fiji will win tomorrow's game against England, and it's a very good team. And you can see here in the market, all the Fiji flags are hanging. That shows how supportive you are to our Fiji teams. And I would like to wish them the very best for tomorrow's game against England. Thank you very much.
Well, there you have it, folks. One of the die-hard fans. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how the boys fare in the first game at the World Cup. And that's it for here. Back to you, Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Charlie, for the update. The Ministry for Education will send a circular to all schools on Monday to secure their boundaries. This has come in light of an incident where an unknown man attacked a student at a primary school in Suva yesterday. Chanel Sivan with this exclusive report.
An incident at a prominent school in Suva has prompted authorities to highlight the need to proper security in school compounds. Education Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy says he wants school compounds that are not secured properly to be fixed.
We need to be alert all the time, and the fence was apparently broken, I guess, and that's why the intruder was able to get in. The importance of ensuring that our compound is secured. That is something that we're looking into as well.
A student was attacked by an intruder during school hours at a prominent school in Suva yesterday.
The student was not alone. The student had other friends with her, female friends. They all yelled. What happened was actually the student was supervised by the teacher, but the teacher quickly went to do some photocopying at that time. And that's the time that I think the intruder was watching from somewhere outside the fence, and jumped over the fence and tried to handle the girl. And the girl yelled and the friends all yelled, and then teachers came running and chased the guy.
Reddy is requesting school managements to invest in infrastructure and secure their boundaries. He is also urging students not to wander around alone, particularly in a school with a large compound. He says in case of a mishap, a group of students can get help. Chanel Shivan, FBC News.
Still to come on FBC News, raising awareness, schools leave aside classes to talk suicide prevention.
FM number 2 na sir na honan din remanda kay Central Rental Support ka na rusun ko bitang nichi me ba na koloko. Ni sapola.
Oya wa wati soni dalai.
Gonga mo sidon.
Na makikirau gena tolu kena bitu. Ena via kabi moliti kena porombuka.
Goria na lali ne kabi. Bula FM number 2 na sir.
Schools around the country set aside classes today to raise awareness about suicide prevention. Julie Vatwaliwali reports Cathedral Secondary School was also involved in this day-long event.
Creative arts came to life today as students of Cathedral Secondary School in Suva performed a drama to depict their understanding of suicide prevention.
Even though we had a very little time to prepare, but after looking at their talents, how they have performed in the poster competition, drama, or even the plays, they have really come up what was in their mind.
The students were able to freely discuss the value of life and how to handle difficult situations they may face.
I would like to advise all those young leadership who are listening right now to never give up and be strong.
I hope that I've shown people who are facing problems at home that there's more to life than just what problems that they are facing, and that every problem has a solution.
Education Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy reminded all students that they are not alone.
Every child is part of someone, part of the school community, part of your family at home, part of the community out in your church, in your temples, in your mosque. And therefore, if you harm yourself, you are harming the entire community.
The Youth Champs for Mental Health also had a message for students and teachers.
To everyone, remember that suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
Students were today encouraged to take a pledge to help prevent suicide amongst their peers and members of the community. Julie Vatawaliwali, FBC News.
The Fiji Elections Office has launched its first strategic plan. The strategy, according to the Supervisor of Elections, Mohammed Saneem, is responsive to the changing environment and the need to introduce new ideas in the conduct of elections. The FEOs recognise the importance of delivering free and fair elections in line with international best practices.
We have now finalized our 2015 to 2019 strategic plan. And in terms of the strategic plan, we have outlined many goals and objectives which we plan to achieve before the next election and after.
The plan has identified 15 major goals, including an accurate and current national register of voters and also delivering effective electoral services to all eligible voters. The Lautoka High Court will make a ruling on the bail application of the 16 Nandronga men and women charged with sedition and urging communal antagonism later this month. Tokasa Rainima has the details.
Comprehensive submissions were put before court by both the defense and the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions today. In its affidavits, the DPP states that police investigations are continuing and there is a likelihood of the 16 accused interfering with state witnesses who reside in their respective villages. The DPP stressed there is a need for the 16 be remanded in custody. Defense lawyer Aman Ravindra Singh said the 16 men and women have already been released between October and November last year. He told the court ever since they were taken in by police, the 16 have been law-abiding citizens for some 9 months before being taken into custody some weeks back. Singh says the cure to the prosecution's anxiety over bail is strict bail conditions, which his clients will diligently adhere to. He also referred to the 16 Ra men and women who are accused of the same crime by the state that are out on bail. Judge Justice Tusara Rajasinghe will make a ruling on the bail application on the 23rd of September. Tokas Reinima, FBC News.
Now with the latest in sports, here's Jamie.
Thank you, Jackie, and good evening. In sports after the break, we'll have the latest from the Flying Fijian camp, counting down the hours to the World Cup opener. And Fijians in London ready to cheer their lungs out for Fiji. This and more coming up.
घर संसार में आपका स्वागत है। आपका अपना छोटा सा स्वर, जहाँ प्यार भरे रिश्ते पलते हैं, जहाँ हेल्थी रहने की सलाह दी जाती है, जहाँ हम आपको और भी सुंदर बनाते हैं और जहाँ स्वाद की सौगात भी है। नमस्कार, मैं हूँ पल्लवी। सोमवार से शुक्रवार 9 से 12 तक रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर घर संसार में शामिल रहिए मेरे साथ।
With just over 12 hours remaining for what may be the biggest game in their lives, the Vodafone Flying Fijians know they need to put in a massive performance against England Having never beaten the hosts in 5 previous attempts, these rugby gladiators are ready to step up to the plate. Indra Singh with this report from London.
The last run before the battle as the Flying Fijians held their captain's run at the Twickenham Stadium.
We know the massive challenge ahead of us and we can rise to the challenge, I believe.
Managing expectations and staying calm and collected is the driving force behind the side.
And it's important for the whole squad to put out a performance tomorrow that we can be happy about moving forward.
It has been dubbed as a clash of David versus Goliath, and the Fijians are happy to be the former.
Got a lot of strengths, but yeah, maybe there are some chinks in their armour. I don't think really I need to discuss that here. I think we might keep that up our sleeve and see if some things come off for us tomorrow.
A totally different feel at training today in front of an empty stadium, but tomorrow this venue will be buzzing.
For us, there is some pressure, but with that comes the challenge, and I believe our players will rise to the challenge.
We know England is a world-class team. They'll be coming out firing tomorrow. It's a home game for them, and plus they're playing in front of their home crowd. It's the first game of the tournament. They will want to win this game, but we're just going to be focusing on our team, focusing on what we can do and what we can control.
So this very stadium will be packed to the rafters tomorrow when Fiji takes on England. 82,000 to make their way to Twickenham. This is the stadium that gets the World Cup underway, that gets Fiji's campaign underway. Our gladiators, our heroes run onto this pitch trying to rip up the script and create history for the Fiji rugby team. They've never beaten England before, but they believe, and the belief within the team is that they can do it this time around. Indra Singh, FBC Sports.
And Indra will join us now live from England. Good evening, Indra. It's already match day in London. How's things building up there?
Well, thank you very much, Jamie. And yes, good evening from London. It's Friday evening there in Fiji, and it's Friday morning here in London. And as you said, it's match day later on tonight when Fiji takes on England, and tomorrow morning Fijian time in the first game of the Rugby World Cup. As you've seen in the stories previous to this cross, where the Prime Minister gave the jerseys to the Fijian players, reminded them that they are playing for the nation. On top of that, the players had their captain's run at Twickenham Stadium. What a massive stadium, isn't it? 82,000. We've been mentioning this number 82,000 because that's what the team has been driving at. That is the number that will fill up Twickenham Stadium and when they take on England. And the English, Graham Roundtree, maybe a little bit up himself to say that the pressure might be on Fiji and saying that 15 million people, etc., backing them. But you never know. On the day, the Flying Fijians can do anything. The Fijian community is building up well. There will be a fan zone that will be about 5-10 minutes walk from the stadium that has been set up. And that's where the fan zone for the Fijian fans will be. They'll be watching it on the big screens. Those who don't have tickets to get into the stadium, they'll be watching it on the big screen. There's other community events organized by the Fijian communities in and around England, so where they can get together and celebrate. Amazing part was just heading towards Twickenham Stadium, just going past on the highway. There's a house amidst all these English supporters and English flags. There was a house on the highway that has a Fijian flag out, and that just shows that the Fijian fans are all ready for this big game. And as we've mentioned and kept on mentioning, the Matchday 23 is fit. There's no late withdrawals as yet. Everybody is raring to go. Coach John McKee says it is about time that Fiji stood up to the big boys of world rugby. Back to you, Jamie.
Thank you for that update, Indra. And fingers crossed that you come back tomorrow with some great news from England. Meanwhile, England had its last training run as well today and are also geared up to do their nation proud. Indra Singh with more on the hosts.
These England players know the Twickenham Stadium like the back of their hands, but are still treating Fiji as a threat.
I guess so. I've read a little bit about how they want to come here and put their game into action, and they play a particular style of rugby, and I guess for us it's about not allowing that to happen.
The Poms held their final run on the game venue and have signalled out one Fijian player as a major threat, and no, it's not Nemani Nandolo.
We spoke about the number 5, I'm trying to say his name properly, I don't know. Nakawara. He's a hell of a player.
Forward and physical player synonymous with Pacific teams, but the English are not too worried.
So if we're not on it, they're going to be a threat. But look, it's about us, what we can do, against them.
The atmosphere at Twickenham is already being talked up by the hosts, saying it will act as an extra player for them.
For our guys, it's the time of their lives, this, right? They're going to be on their own turf, in front of their families, friends, 15 million people potentially on TV watching them, 50 million countrywide supporting them. They're pretty aware of that support. So which team's the pressure on? It's my question to you.
Now that they have finished up all their preparations and claim they are not under too much pressure, it will be interesting what type of game England brings. Indra Singh, FBC Sports.
Amidst all the England fans expected to turn up at Twickenham tomorrow, there will also be Fijian supporters there as well to lend their voice in support of their rugby heroes. Indra Singh caught up with a father and son who may live in England, but at kick-off tomorrow will be two of Fiji's most vocal supporters.
Go Fiji!
He may be small in stature, but this 6-year-old knows too well which side he will be backing tomorrow.
It's really good, and they've got the power, so they can win, and they've got their own discipline.
From an early age, Dawson has been a Fijian fan, and the reason is
Because I followed Fiji because my daddy taught me a little bit of Fijian.
his father David, who has been in the United Kingdom for the past 8 years, says it wasn't hard to get the youngster to support Fiji.
Yes, he's been. He might look English on the outside, but he's a real Fijian on the inside. Fijian runs in his blood, and we are proud to have a child like him.
With the world's eyes on the opening match, small support from the likes of these two will sure be a big backing for the Flying Fijians at the massive venue.
Playing in such a big stadium is really good, and while you're watching the game, and then at the end, any kind of player wins.
The Fijian community is really looking forward to this tournament, this match, especially tomorrow. And we are here to battle that that red rose, and hope and wish all our boys the best.
And to top it all off, Dawson celebrates his birthday on Monday, and what a gift it will be if his Fijian team can stop the English in their tracks. Indra Singh, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama met up with Flying Fijian fans after the jersey presentation yesterday. It was a good chance for Fijian residents in the UK to speak with Bainimarama. The Prime Minister will also be present tomorrow at Fiji's first match against host England. Remember, you can watch the entire Rugby World Cup live on FBC TV, beginning with the opening ceremony tomorrow morning at 6 a.m, then the Fiji-England match at 7. Police have won the ANZ Sakuna Bowl Challenge after beating Army 25-17 in Suva today. Led by several renowned players like Ace kicker Jonatani Ralulu, the men in blue led from the opening whistle to deny Army a third win in a row. Police led 12-6 at halftime, courtesy of 4 penalties from fly half Jonatani Ralulu. Meanwhile, police also won the football title at the Schooner Bowl Challenge, defeating Army 2-1. Simeone Tamnisa got the first goal for the police side, while Veresa and Raunimasi scored the winner for the Blues late in the second half. And that's it from sports this evening. It's back to Jackie now with business.
Government revenue stands at around $2.3 billion as of the end of July end. Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority Chief Executive Officer Chitoko Tikulevu says with the anticipated rush in the last quarter of the year, he expects the authority will more than make up for the interim shortfall.
2.4 billion is the whole forecast. We are, I think, as it is for 7 months, we are probably below by almost 40 million Fijian dollars.
Below by 40.
Below by 40 million, but to me it's not a big deal. 40 million we're below it. We will watch closely its progress September and October, and then we will see what November and December brings.
Scattered showers were experienced over the eastern parts of the group and interior larger islands. Mainly fine weather was experienced elsewhere. A trough of low pressure lies slow moving over the east of Solomon Islands and extends southeastwards over Rotuma to north of Samoa. A broad easterly wind flow prevails over most southwest Pacific Island countries. It was a warm day in all major centres, with Ba topping the list at 32 degrees. Suva and Savu finished the day at 28 degrees. Tomorrow's forecast is for cloudy conditions and afternoon showers over most places. And the further outlook is for southeast to northeast winds 15 to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas. Recapping the main stories, Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama has hailed the Flying Fijians as the best team we've ever had. Hours away from the Rugby World Cup opener, the eyes of all Fijians are firmly fixed on the opening match against England. And a primary school student attacked after an intruder entered a school in Suva. Our poll question this week: can we beat England in the Rugby World Cup opener? I suppose we'll have the answer tomorrow morning. Visit our FBC website to take part, and remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Jackie Spade. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Ni Modamanda.